Hello everyone, this is Chris, and the vast majority of structures in Minecraft all have a specific and expected place on where you can actually find them. Sure, there are certain structures such as villages that can spawn in several different biomes, or ruin portals that can spawn in almost every single biome, but for the most part, there are structures that have a specific place on where they could spawn. But today's seed has certain structures that spawn in biomes that they were never originally meant to spawn inside of. And we'll of course get to that soon enough, but first off, let's talk about the spawn of this one seed, which is right on the edge of a one jungle, right on the edge of a pretty decent sized ocean, or a pretty decent sized lake, or whatever you want to call it right here. Ocean. Definitely an ocean, with some ruins just in itself not too incredibly deep underwater too. And some of the other things you could find around spawn is this bamboo forest right on the edge over here, and behind you, that's mega sand dune just in itself right there. Surrounded by two desert temples, one kind of in the ocean, one pretty much on mainland, we have possibly the biggest sand dune we found so far as of 1.18 generation, which goes up literally right where the clouds begin, which, yeah, makes for possibly the biggest one. I'm sure there's ones that's bigger out there, but at least for the ones I found, this one is certainly the biggest one so far. And there's actually quite a decent number of mega sand dunes around this one desert, such as that one there, this one over there, along with a village surrounding it with a desert temple inside of it. And if sand dunes aren't necessarily your thing, then we have this one mega shattered savanna plateau biome over here too. And next to that, we have this barely exposed sunken ship right here too. But barely exposed sunken ships aren't necessarily the rarest thing you could find in the world. What is incredibly rare and what you could find over in this direction from the spawn point is something I don't think we've ever seen inside of a Minecraft world. Because if you've been following up with any other particular Minecraft seed YouTubers, then you might know that Minecraft and Chill actually found a woodland mansion that didn't actually spawn inside of a dark oak forest, making for one of the tallest woodland mansions we've ever found. And yeah, a phenomenon like that, where Woodland Mansion doesn't spawn in its particular biome, seemed like an absolutely rare and absolutely uncommon phenomenon, but as of this one seed, as of today, we have found yet again another situation where a Woodland Mansion doesn't spawn inside of a dark oak forest. Instead, we have this Woodland Mansion, which somehow, I'm not exactly sure how, spawning deep inside of a bamboo forest right here. And honestly, the rarity, the obscurity, everything about this is just so extremely weird and extremely just out of the ordinary, seeing a structure spawning in a place that it absolutely shouldn't be in. But because it is inside of a bamboo forest and a jungle, that does mean that there are a few little side effects to this one particular structure. First off, you might have noticed there is an excess amount of vines inside this one place, which honestly kind of makes for a slightly different experience. Like, you might expect a couple vines here and there occasionally if you're lucky inside of one of these structures, but having like every single hallway, every single corridor, everything inside this one singular structure completely filled in with vines just makes it feel so much different, in my opinion. Oh, poor chicken. Oh, poor unfortunate chicken. And I guess in some ways it does make it a little bit easier in actually traversing and protecting yourselves, because in case you are getting attacked by one of these guys, just climb yourself up one of these vines right here, then you are essentially pretty protected, unless you come across like Vexes or anything like that, which to be honest, you're almost expected to find one of these guys inside of here. But again, the bigger question, how did this thing actually manage to just spawn inside of this particular biome when it is exclusive to the dark oak forest? Well, my first initial reaction was, okay, maybe it's one of these microbiome things where, a smaller dark oak forest managed to spawn inside of here, which somehow gave it the odds of actually spawning inside this behemoth of a structure. Well, if we actually fill in this entire place with grass, then we should be able to see like the actual dark oak forest, like grass tinted area, and we're not really seeing that, unless if you count this, which I don't know if you should, because right next to it there is actually a swamp right here. Unless you count that, I don't really necessarily count this as a dark oak forest, which means somehow, again, we have no idea how this actually managed to happen, but somehow a dark oak forest is just here when it isn't supposed to be. But then that links me on to my second theory, which is linked towards the lush cave biome, because just underneath this one mansion there actually is a lush cave biome. So yeah, in other news, in case you do want some lush cave biome blocks or anything like that, then it is totally here. But I feel as though because a lush cave actually managed to spawn under here, it actually gave it the opportunity for a woodland mansion to actually spawn above it right here. And you might be thinking, okay, this is probably just luck. This is probably just, a coincidence that a lush cave managed to just spawn right underneath a woodland mansion. How does this actually prove anything in having this structure spawning inside of a biome it's not supposed to be in? Well, to try and show this example a little bit better, let's pop back into my double woodland mansion seed I shot off a couple weeks ago. And then if we head directly down below one of these mansions, like directly beneath it, we could see there's another lush cave biome, suspiciously enough. But again, it could just be a coincidence. So just to prove this fully, I'm just going to load up a completely random seed, go to the nearest woodland mansion, and dip below just to show you that lush caves can really determine exactly where woodland mansions can actually spawn. Now that we're here, now we just got to dig down and just to find some lush cave blocks or just some form or sign of, here it is. Another lush cave biome, completely random seed, completely random everything. Another lush cave biome right below, suspiciously enough, a woodland mansion. So yeah, lush cave biomes and woodland mansions, regardless of the biome they spawn in, can determine and actually whether or not one of these structures can spawn above or even in certain circumstances inside of a lush cave biome. And because of things like this, or like the one that Minecraft and Chill found, I think this is probably a bug. I think this, is obviously unintentional, so probably expect this to be changed at some point in the future. But if it does happen to get changed, then there's still plenty of reasons to check out this one seed. Such as, again, some incredibly crazy terrain you can find almost anywhere inside this one seed, such as what we're seeing right here. Or you remember this one village we shot off earlier? Well, this one actually houses the stronghold deep below. Because just down at these corners right here, we actually find the end portal room. But if the stronghold doesn't necessarily interest you, then maybe this almost 100% jungle village right here might interest you. Yeah, this village, somehow, with exception to, I believe, just the well, everything inside of here, including the villages, are entirely jungle villagers right here. And again, much like the Woodland Mansion, these structures actually are completely and totally covered in with vines, so in case you want to use it as a tactical advantage on getting up and down these structures, then it's totally there and totally actually viable. And as always, we need to see what the nether's like using this one rune portal I found. Not too bad of a spawn, but again, could be better. I retract that could be better, because just this direction from your one portal spawn, you actually get yourself the Crimson Biome, the Warp Biome, and a Bastion sitting yourself literally just right here in a position where it's actually not too incredibly hard to get yourself into. But again, I am very much expecting this to be patched out eventually, so make the most out of it while it is still in the game. Who knows, maybe it's one of these weird bugs that'll never be patched out. Maybe this seed will actually work forever, but in my mind, I can't necessarily see that happen. So again, if you want to just see some of the strangest things Bedrock Edition has to offer, then this seed definitely has you covered there. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.